cut it. Isn't it wild? Sit right down there.
Ah, recording in progress.
Oh,
Do you need
shit.
to start over?
Well, I'm glad I checked that. Oh, that was a good save on me. I'm a professional podcaster. Okay, so I'm
Right
gonna take it from the top. Just in case. Okay, I'm with
Sounds good.
independent film actress extraordinaire Donna Rooney on my 129th podcast of Friends with Friends. And we're just taking I'm glad I caught that. I'm so because I was really listening to what you're saying. And then I was like, my producer part of me was like, I don't see a recording little boo-boo here. So
Yeah, don't check that.
so so on your
Good
IMDb,
catch. Good catch.
good catch. Woo! That's why we get the big bucks. That's why I need my glasses to see that. I was like, what? So welcome to the podcast, 129, Donna Rooney, independent film actress forever. 25 credits on your IMDb.
Something like that, yeah.
But who's counting after 30 or after 20? And why don't you have a picture of yourself on there? Exactly. You're shy.
Because I
I'm
understand
just
that
trying
if
to
you
use that joke again because you're shy. That's right.
I understand that if you want your picture on there or any self-editing, you have to pay for it, and I just haven't done that. So all the movie credits I have on there, so somebody else put them on there for me from their movie.
Well, that's how it should be, right? They do.
Yeah.
You already did your work. They should all handle that. Now, this is I don't usually have a premeditated question,
Mm.
but I will you share this podcast with your friends?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I'm gonna start asking that on all these podcasts because nobody ever shares them. So,
I will happily post it to my Facebook.
okay, great.
Unless it gets weird or something, then I'll be like, no.
Well, I'm sure your fans and friends and family would expect nothing less. We can put some edits. We're gonna edit in some footage and stuff like that. I sort of like to do like a past, present, and future. Where are you from? When did you start liking acting? And what are the things you like to do?
Gosh.
3 questions.
Where am I from? Originally, I'm from Los Angeles. I moved here to Salem, Oregon in 92. Never once regretted it. I'm sure LA is a tough place to be from. It can be beautiful and fun and all that, but it's not the easiest life in the world. So we decided, my husband and I, a long time ago, that we would come here and just, live someplace prettier and more relaxed.
Can I ask you what was tough about it?
It's expensive. Way expensive. We knew we could never afford a house there. We knew we could never just have the slower lifestyle that we really enjoy here. So let's see, acting. Wow. I never once thought about acting until I met Joe Sherlock from Skullface Astronaut. And we were just watching a movie at F. Stop Fitzgerald's. And he asked me, if I would be in one of his movies. And I said, oh my gosh, no, never. I would never, I'm not brave enough to do that. And we just chatted and kept talking about it. And eventually I said yes. However, that wasn't my first acting job. I actually, my first time on film was with Kitty Baby, and that's where I met you.
That was your first film?
Technically,
yeah.
Wait,
you're between the time that we did that movie and now you've done 24 other movies?
Yep.
Shit. Okay, we got a lot.
We need to catch up.
yeah. Jesus Christ. I thought you were a seasoned actress at that point.
Nah.
Well, I was hoping that those wait, that oh man, I wish that let's dish, let's throw some tea. I wish that movie, I was thinking about that before we started talking. I was like, that movie, I really wish it came out. You know what bugged me a little bit? And I'm not trying to despair or knock anybody, but I wish the sound of it was better.
Oh.
Sure. I wish you were mic'd a little bit better. Because I think that would have added to the dimension of it. Just sounded like somebody, they're using off the camera audio, but in some of this, I don't know, it's a nitpicky thing, but it's like the audio, I wish we were mic'd.
Yeah. So some scenes were definitely harder than others to do that with, but
Well,
Yeah.
how do you? Okay, so okay, you did the Sherlock thing.
Mhm.
You're in his film, but so technically, you're saying that Kitty Babies came out first.
So I think technically it was my first. It was the first thing that was filmed big time. Like I had done a small scene for Joe before we started filming Kitty Baby, but it was just a non-speaking making out with somebody in a hot tub sort of thing that wasn't even used until I think last year. So it was just one of those pickup shots. Um, so technically Kitty Baby was the first. We were starting to film Beyond the Wall of Fear while we were shooting Kitty Baby. So they were kind of simultaneous.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So you didn't ever
Sounds-
want to act before that at all.
No, I didn't think I was brave enough or
What kind of movies did you like growing up, or what? I mean, you just sort of just one day you woke up and said, "Now I'm gonna do 25 fucking movies."
yes, that's exactly what I did.
What's getting inside the brain of a woman that does that? Like from what you just didn't ever
No.
do. You didn't have any express like in high school or college or in LA. You just never fancied the idea. Then you met Sherlock, and he's all, "You got it, kid. You got what it takes."
Well, I found out how much fun it is. And we just have like the best time hanging out and making movies. And I've worked for a couple other directors, Melanie, that I met you through, and Bob Olin, and gosh, I'm forgetting somebody. Joseph Vogeley. How can I forget him? Um, and I was on an episode of Portlandia. But you really need to know which episode it is and where exactly to look, because you'll miss me. It's just like a quick second. But I did get to meet the crew from Portlandia, and I got to not talk to, but stand really close to Jeff Goldblum. So
Oh,
that was pretty cool.
yes.
Yeah.
He's great. Everybody. That was a really big hit for. I've still been actually backtracking on episodes of that show. There's a lot of stuff I haven't seen, but it's like one of those gifts that keep on giving because you can always discover new episodes that you hadn't seen before.
And it's fairly timeless. You can watch them again and again, and it's still really good stuff.
Yeah, well, it's Portland. It's actually based on fact. A lot of
Right.
It's not even like a caricature.
Right.
Actually, that's really how it is. Really, there
Yep.
it seems it's not far. It's so close to the bone. That's why it makes it good.
For sure.
So, what's your approach to acting, and what is your like? How do you decide when you're going to do something?
I don't know that I really have one of those. It's mostly Joe sends me an IM that says, "Hey, we're going to shoot this movie on this time. Do you want to be a part of it?" And I say, "Yep." So he'll send me a script. Oops, there go my glasses.
Ah.
Or sometimes we get the script, in a couple weeks ahead of time. Sometimes we get it the night before. We'd use a lot of cue cards. We just have a good time doing it. I don't really do a whole lot of other acting. I will for our friend Joseph up in Washington. He'll come down here sometimes, and I'll probably be doing a show scene for him in July. But at the moment, nothing planned.
Okay, so I got to discuss this because we did Kitty Baby. Maybe we'll show a scene of that because I already have one.
Heidi-ho, good morning, John. You have a little something you might want to...
Shit. I mean, thanks.
Crumbs all over your shirt much?
I ain't on the run.
And you want the world to know, huh? I'm just helping you out so Thompson doesn't get mad at you. He's already on the warpath today.
But they are my children!
It is the policy of this company that any cubicle is only allowed 5 personal pictures, Kitty.
But Garcia has way more than that.
Mr. Garcia's got a big family.
They are my family.
Well, I'll be talking to him next.
Oh, no.
And as far as first impressions go, your dust needs to look sharp, not cluttered. And these,
They're motivational.
I want them gone by 3.
Yes, Mr. Thompson.
But in the hindsight, the way it was done was the form that it was done in was on purpose. No mic and stuff like that. You know, just how do you okay, nudity. Let's talk about it.
Okay.
Let's how you went from because I'm still trying to wrap my head around the fact that you had no wanting of doing acting into doing 25 independent like B movie horror film sort of situations. And then on top of that, you decided that you're ready to go nude.
Yeah, it wasn't right away.
It sounds like it was right away. It sounds like it was like right there. Is your first movie.
Okay, no, you're right. You're right. It was at first I was like, oh my gosh, no, never. I'm just way too shy for that. It turns out I'm not. So
when did that click? What moment was that?
honestly, I think it was okay, this is gonna make me look bad because I'm gonna say it was before I shot the very first scene for Joe. And I was making out with somebody in the hot tub. Um, so I was shy about that, and I was like, my heart was racing, and we were out at this yard out in Silverton, and I was, like standing there, just kind of like, how am I going to do this? And all these people were standing around, who had been around this kind of atmosphere before. And Joe just came up to me and he put his arm around me, and he like never pushed, he just like, whenever you're ready. And if you say no, that's fine too. So there was never any uncomfortableness with, people staring or, you know, making cracks or, at me or anything. So I finally just said, okay, I'm going to do it. I said, but would you turn off the lights? And he says, yeah, no problem. So I just got undressed and got in the hot tub and never really looked back. So
And did you know your co-star in that scene beforehand, or did you guys just
a bit,
did
yeah.
did you play kiss, or did you really make out? Is it acting? How in characters did you get?
There was I don't know, it wasn't just playful, I guess. I don't
Yeah.
know. I mean, I had known her from other movies or from other scenes, so that I had just worked on. So
That's interesting. Wow, that just you went like you did you went like 2 different lives there.
yeah.
So we'll get off this, but how's the reaction with your career in acting? How does your family and have you got any what are you crazy doing all these movies, or like a lot of support, or how's the temperature been?
Um
I guess good criticism, bad criticism from people that you're like, oh wait, I didn't think they were gonna. What's that? Or
um I my mom was never really interested in hearing about it, actually. My dad's been dead for a long time, but my mom was every time I would try to tell her about hey, we filmed a movie this weekend.
That's the movie. That's the Donna Rooney biopic scene. That's the coal miner's daughter scene. That's gonna be a great scene. You gotta do that somewhere. Maybe I'll do it for you. Maybe I'll film it for you.
So I would try to tell her about something I had done, and I would think, like my mom and I didn't hate each other or anything. We were at one time in the past really, really close, but she moved away, and things, just got, I don't know. Anyway,
Life happens.
we just, there's too much distance. I mean, she lived in Arkansas, and so I tried to tell her about something and about how cool it was on the set that day, or whatever, and she would just change the subject to like the weirdest thing about like her neighbor's lighting scheme in her house or something. I'm like, okay, you obviously don't want to hear this. So I don't know if she ever told the family back there what I did, and I don't really discuss it with my family because they're very they're not into this kind of thing. They definitely don't watch horror movies. They would be very upset if they saw me nude. So I just don't talk about it with them. I would if they
Are they
did.
on your Facebook feed for when you release this on Facebook? See
A
this?
couple of them.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And they're fine.
Let's create a magical episode for. We'll dedicate this episode to your family.
um, Hi, my cousins that I talk to. And my niece. And yeah, so I don't really talk to them, but I do have some coworkers who know what I do. And they're like, "Oh, we should get together and have a meeting and watch one of your movies." And I'm like,
Yeah, invite
"No,
the boss in there and everything.
we won't be doing that. No."
Can we skip on that topic for a little bit? Like, what do you do as in your when you're when as a I wouldn't say your real job because your real job's an actress.
What's
But
my day job?
yeah, your day job.
What pays the bills? I work in accounting, but not actually doing accounting. I do more like garnishments and referrals. I do collections basically.
Oh wow,
So
that's wow. Wow, you are living a very multifaceted life.
I guess so, yeah.
Like, so you are collection agents. You
Sorta.
the one who gets the money.
I do. I refer a lot of our people to collection agents, or not collection agencies, but to like Department of Revenue. I try to collect on writs and things like that. So yeah, I'm not real
No,
loved.
you might have some expertise. Like, as I recently got a thing in the mail saying that I owed a ticket for like it was like for $340 or something like that.
Okay.
Back in, I was like, what the fuck is like LA? You know, I was like, what the fuck? I haven't got a ticket in LA, and you know what I mean? Like, I'm like doing it, and it's like, um, it was from a ticket from 2002,
Wow.
and it said call this number, and I called this number. I was talking to this dude, and he felt sketchy. I was like, what are
Yeah.
you talking about? This fucking 2002 ticket? Like, oh, $340? What are you talking about? This is nuts. What are you doing? Who is this? And he goes, well, we're an agency that collects these things. And, is this the correct address you're at right now? And I was like, wait a second here. Wait, it's like, that's what happened 22 years ago?
Yeah. Um,
So what are we? Because I immediately hung up.
Mm.
Well, after a little razzle because I couldn't believe what I was hearing. But what is that? What am I experiencing right there?
well, I would suggest that you do you know what county that might have been?
It's like LA County.
Call LA County, like Google it. Don't call the number on the form because
No,
that
don't
could
do
be
that.
anything.
I did that, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Wow!" I felt like
Yeah.
my soul was about to get sucked out of my body.
Yeah, don't do that. Google like LA County parking tickets or something like that, do a little research that way and call the number that's on Google and ask them if you owe them money
Yeah.
because then that's the right number.
Okay, so can you tell me about like in your line of business, how can people tell when people are actually real, like not just a robot call, but like actually are delinquent in something that's real that they should be known about, they should know about, or I'm sure that you don't get the warmest conversations.
I do not. I don't know about like phone fraud so much because the calls I make are with the people who are being garnished or being collected on, and so we have a direct connection with them, and so
They know that this isn't their. They know.
yeah,
They know.
we know it's correct. So because I'm explaining to them what's going on, and so I basically just have learned to not tie any emotion to it. I just stay very cold, not cold, but flat.
You said it, not me. You said it, not me. Listen, cold. We'll put like a banner, cold. How can
It's because it's not personal. It's not me. It's not my bill. It's not my mistake. So I have to remember, there's no reason for me to take it personally or get upset or anything. So they're mad. They're hurt. They're broke. So they're gonna yell at somebody, and it's okay if they want to yell at me, whatever. But
What? I'm not. You're making me cry. It's nuts. How do you
But
how do you take it? You're a sensitive person, aren't you? I guess
some things.
you're as cold as steel. Like cold
All
concrete
those
on a
years of
6 a.m. Oregon morning.
I don't know. You just learn over the years that it's not personal.
Can you give us one just beastie story, just some sort of crazy, like, just a little thing that happened that you remember is like, holy shit. Or
Um,
or a
not
happy moment,
too.
or both.
I mean, I've gotten threatened with lawyers a lot of times, but um, that's usually never really happens. I've been to court one time from a credit company who thought I was doing it wrong. But it turns out I wasn't. So um, they threatened me with a lawyer.
Sherlock.
My lawyer is the Department of
Is,
Justice.
is Sherlock
So
your lawyer? Sherlock
what's
should be
that?
Sherlock should be your lawyer. You guys should do a movie scene. That's a great. I'm seeing all these scenes with how dramatic. That sucks.
Yeah, yeah. You know
So
what? The trick is that the second you walk over the threshold at work, you forget about work. You don't take it home with you because that's not your real life. That's just something you do from 8 to 5, and you worry about it when you're there. You don't take it home with you. So
when you
it's
talk
not personal.
when you talked about this subject on the street or like wherever you're at, and so yeah, or it comes up in conversation, do people want to pick your brain like I want to pick your brain right now about it?
No.
Really?
The only
Do
time
they
I
go
ever
they
The
walk
only
around,
time
they
that
walk
ever
away?
happened to me was actually at F-stop. There's an attorney who goes there who I think he dabbles in child support law, and he
You're
actually
not talking
was
about Phil, are you?
um
Phil, the guy that's supposed to
no, no, no. Martin.
Oh, okay.
He actually was the first one who ever asked me questions about my job because most of the time people are bored with it.
I think it's fascinating because there's so much to like. Well, I guess the thing that I find more interesting about it now that we're talking about it is the things that people might not get that are real or not real because there's a lot of scams. So it sounds like your stuff people might think if they didn't know that it was coming from something they know about that they know that's happening, and then
Mhm.
as opposed to I guess the biggest difference is sometimes when you get a scam phone call you don't know people are pretending to be people like you that are actually
Yeah.
legit like people with you know things that they have to seriously take care of.
Yeah, I don't know if they get those calls. I mean, that's on them, I guess, but we don't really deal with a whole lot of like fraudulent calls or anything like that.
Yeah, so you wouldn't know any more than anybody else about people's scam phone calls and stuff like that.
No, not really.
Okay. Well, we can edit that whole 10 minutes out. um, so let's talk about your some of your films.
Okay.
Can we? So give us a lead up, kind of go through our old timeline of movies that and talk about different experiences that you had on them. Like 25 movies is a lot. Like, what was your third movie now, and your fourth and fifth, and had that? Is it mostly with the same group of people? I'm guessing.
Um, when I first met Joe, I bought his stack of movies. Like he had a library of movies he'd already made. And so Rick and I sat down here one night and we just started watching them one after the other. And what I found completely charming about his movies, amongst other things, was that you do see the same faces in a lot of them, and you do get to know the people who he uses in the films. And so it was completely cool that I got to be part of that group, and so you're not always working with the same people. You're, constantly, like, oh, hey, you get to see, this person, that person, whatever. Um, and you get to have this experience with them. So I told him once that watching his movies was like watching the Carol Burnett show, like the horror version of the Carol Burnett show, because you see the different characters, the same characters, but in different settings,
Yeah.
different acts. And so I thought that was really cool. And I love that I get to be a part of that now. My roles on his movies vary a lot. There's times when I'm the lead, there's times when I'm barely in the movie. There's one that I'm in a mask. You can't, unless you know it's me, you have no idea I'm in the movie. A lot of times I'm just behind the scenes. I'll as the production assistant on almost every film we do. In fact, I think on every film I've done with Joe. Yeah. Um, I've never just been an actress. So I do all sorts of things. I've done catering and transportation and wardrobe and um you name it.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
trip supervising and
It's like the circus. You're joining the circus.
but I love it. It's you never know what's gonna happen. So um it's I just show up with whatever Joe says to bring and I just kind of do whatever he tells me to do. But we have a great time.
So, are you? Can you give me any like fun little highlights of like situations that came up on sets that were kind of surprises or kind of like I don't know, some sort of surprise, or does it pretty go pretty
Um,
smoothly? You guys all know what you're doing.
Well, just a few weeks ago we shot here in town and one of the actresses bailed at literally the last minute. She had some car problems and she was going to be, she couldn't make it at all. So um, you could see all of our wheels turning, trying to think of people we knew who might show up at the last minute, who not only could show up and, oh yeah, you need to be an actress. Oh yeah, you need to be naked. Um, and just, can follow a script pretty easily and feel like you're a natural part of the group. So it was quite a while before one of the actresses finally said, "Oh, I know somebody, and they live right up the street, and I bet they're willing to do it." So calls her up, says, "Hey, can you do it?" "Yeah, what time?" And she was fantastic. So I'm sure that Joe will be happy to throw her in another film. Um, but yeah, I mean, there's been a few times when we've had to scramble for an actor. Rick saved us one time. Um, and turns out he's a pretty good actor too.
Oh yeah, I like his Chuck's crab uh from outer. I don't know what they changed it to cocaine crabs from outer space, but now it's crabs from outer space, right? No, they said
There
cocaine.
used to be cocaine snorting crabs from outer space, and now it's just cocaine crabs from outer space.
Okay, they got the snorting out of there.
Yeah, yeah.
Those yeah, that yeah, he is really fun. Did you know I did? He is on the podcast.
Chuck, yeah. I
Yeah,
haven't seen it yet, but yeah.
he's so much fun. And we went to the same school. I didn't
Oh,
know this, but we went to in the same college or junior college in the Bay Area.
really?
Yeah, we had the same film teacher.
Huh.
I was a gasp at that moment. I was like, "What you do?" Deanza Junior College. Or it's
Okay.
anyways, that's funny. He's a great guy. I like that. I want those watching. I gotta be re-inspired about doing things a different way because I was like, kind of like, I love all the like. There's a movie called Bizarro or something like that,
Mhm.
like a long time ago. Do you remember this movie? Like, as I forget if I always saw
Mondo
it as a
Bizarro?
child. No, it was like it was all cutouts in black and white, and the people in frog costumes and stuff like that. It's really hard to find.
I
Um,
think I've heard of it, but I'm
yeah,
not sure if I've
it's got a
seen it.
girl with a nude. She's nude and has panties on. They're all running around. There's an old guy with a propeller hat. It's really bizarro, kind of like and frog costumes, and everything's built on a paper, the backgrounds and stuff like that, and paint. I gotta get. I want. I'm so like seeing. I gotta. It's good to be reminded that you could do. It's fun to do things like that. Like it's very creative. I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Have you seen Dune 2 yet?
Not yet.
Are you a Dune person?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Just haven't had time. We've just been busy. So maybe this weekend I think we'll have some time.
Yeah, I would highly recommend it. It's a good
Yeah.
like big screen event. It's like pretty trippy.
Yeah, I'm hearing tons of good stuff about it. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, maybe we'll do that.
Is yeah. Do you, so when you it doesn't sound like you really need to prepare for roles too much. You just kind of throw yourself in there.
For sure. For sure. Yeah, gosh, I'm trying to think when was the last time I had to do a whole lot of studying a script. It's been a while. I know with Kitty Baby we rehearsed because there were so many lines and so many scenes that we had to do where we had to like not have cue cards and stuff, but so that was a long time ago though.
Dude, that was that like 2017?
I think so.
Holy fuck. Doesn't that sound like
Yeah.
a long time ago?
Yeah. A really long time ago. I mean, 7 years. I mean,
That's crazy.
yeah.
That's wild. It's just yeah, because so much has happened between now and then. Ooh, okay, I'm gonna trip out.
For
Um,
sure.
but like we live in a different world now.
Yes.
Uh, so what are you working on now? What are you excited to work on? Do you have projects that are being edited right now, or what do
Um,
you
well,
expect to
Joe
what
just released oh, I swear my brain has stopped working.
happens?
Okay, so two movies that I am pretty much the primary in is Strange Things Happen to the Weird House and Otter Noggins, and those are both available at skullfaceastronaut.com. And then we recently worked on a movie called A Knife in the Dark. And this was different. This was Joe didn't write the script, but he directed it and produced it and all that. And this was starring a completely different group of people, some of which you'll see again in the future. But this group is younger and they were all fairly new, including Joe's son, who did a fantastic job. And I have a small part in that. I play the coroner. And so I just have, I pop in here and there, but I was there for the whole thing because I had to be. This is the one where I was doing, oh gosh, producing, photography, catering, transportation, dog wrangling, all sorts of jobs. So I stayed busy for sure.
What
But
would you? So this is like a fish to water scenario. You just swam and I'm just trying to. You do so many things. It's pretty crazy. The different like three different pendulums of life that I see. Like not even ever wanting to act, living in LA, which is funny because people go there to LA to act, and
mm,
you come to Salem, Oregon, and become an actress, and within 7 years do 25 movies. I mean,
yeah, crazy, huh?
That's a pretty, yeah, but man, that's kind of crazy. And then working with collection.
Yeah, I guess I never really thought of it that way.
Yeah. Wow. So what when you're doing when you're doing the acting,
Mhm.
when you're doing it, like can you describe what kind of like is it addicting? Do you feel are you a thespian through and through now? Because is it just the act of like I mean there's a lot of questions here, but like the theater of it, the you seem because like my friend Claude, he loves it for he's all it's just another day at the circus, you know.
Mhm.
So he likes it's almost like vaudeville or like a like a ongoing tour of
Okay.
actors like roaming and doing different projects together, like a almost like a on vaudeville. Did I want to say vaudeville? Is that what
Um,
it's like for you? I mean, because such a different lifestyle than.
yeah, it is definitely different. I mean, I don't know anybody outside of this group who does this. Um, so it's, fun to talk about and fun to make people's eyes go, oh, you're an actress, you're on IMDb, like yeah, that's really cool. And I never will get sick and tired of anybody asking me for my autograph. So even though it's only happened like 4 times.
Really?
But,
You like the fame of it? Did you like the
it's just cool, like it's just something you associate with, making it big, because nobody wants your autograph when you're walking down the street, right? But you're at a convention or you're at an opening or something, and people are like, "Will you sign this for me?" Like, yes, I will.
I was at the Hammer Museum in LA, and somebody I was just there. I lived there a while back, or near there. Um,
Mm.
and somebody said, "Are you Brent Woods?" I was walking up the stairs, and I was like, "Oh yeah, yeah." Oh, I love your art. I was like, "Oh,"
Oh,
that feels good." I said,
yeah,
"Thanks, thanks."
yeah.
Uh,
Exactly like that. Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, that," because even my friend Steve was asking me even like a week prior to that, "You don't do it? Don't you like it when people give you compliments?" And I was like, "Not really. I don't really care
Oh.
whether they do or not." And then a week later, this guy did that, and I was like, "Oh, that actually feels kind of
Guess I
good."
don't hate this after all.
I guess nobody's said that or not, reckon. Anyways, it's kind of interesting, but fame and or what people do or why they do it,
Right.
or it's never
Yeah,
been
we're not doing it for the fame. It's just still nice to get it once in a while.
a little
Yeah.
recognized.
Yeah.
Um, so how do you do, like, you've been in Oregon for a while now? How do you get through the seasonal depression disorder? Do you do that? Do you have that sometimes?
Yeah, this winter's been really bad too. It's just been longer and colder and um I just do the best I can. I don't know. Every year it gets a little harder, I think. So,
Um, like,
um
do you have special light bulbs around your house
I do actually.
that emulate sunlight, right?
Yeah,
What
yeah.
are those called again?
What's that?
What are those called again?
Daylights, I think.
Right. So how do you so you've been so is there a do you, are you just you're used to it at this point, or
No. Um, I maybe a little bit more used to it than a few years ago, but I don't know. I think I just kind of roll with it. I think I just kind of shut down. Um, I think I think I become like just this robot, just getting through it, and I don't really like try to, I don't know, to do anything about it. I don't know. Because at some point, like about a month ago, really, I start noticing that I've shut down. And so I need to start, like getting out there and pushing myself a lot harder and, doing some sort of art, doing, I've been cross stitching lately, so that's been my release.
oh nice.
Um, so I don't know. I just power through it, I guess. Maybe one day I'll move to some warmer climate, but
Well, summer's coming. It's so do you think like you have, because I kind of dip in and out of the summers or the winters here sometimes, kind of go to LA for a little bit and then come back and do that. But like how, like, have you seen like any sort of pattern with the way the winters have been going since you've been here?
um they had been getting warmer, but this year was super cold. Um like right now, if I wasn't talking to you, I'd have the a blanket around me and
Take it if you want.
so I don't know. It's just this winter has been extremely long, so it's been harder to deal with, and I keep checking the weather, like looking and seeing, when's it gonna hit 70, and
What's your go-to weather map on your phone?
I think it's called Weatherbug.
I use a Salem Underground.
Oh, okay. Looks like a little bug, yeah.
What's it look like? What's the weather report look like?
Looks like it's gonna be 69 by the weekend. So tomorrow's supposed to be 61 and 39. So still a little chilly, but
Say it was 55 today.
yeah. We were in the Caribbean this last December too, so it makes it harder to we were like 85 degrees there, and so it makes it a little harder to deal with this 35.
How long were you guys over there?
We were gone 12 nights. We did a cruise.
That's your husband, right, Rick?
Uh-huh.
Rick
Yeah.
Rooney.
Yeah.
The glamorous, the spectacular Mr. Rick Rooney. Hey, Rick, how you doing?
He's
Um,
not teaching right now, so he'll have to watch this later.
yeah. So, the Caribbean, well, the weather is getting better. It has been a tumultuous winter.
For sure. I don't like a few years back I tried the whole antidepressant thing, and that was a roller coaster. I don't know if you've ever tried them,
What
but
do you mean? Like what kind of antidepressants we're talking about?
it's medication like pills,
Like
like
Xanax or
antidepressants.
something?
I forget what they were, but that was just a road I don't want to go down.
Fentanyl?
I'm glad they helped some people, but it definitely wasn't me.
Fentanyl? What kind of pills are we talking about?
I forget what they were called.
Uppers, downers, raw, all
No,
around.
antidepressants.
Yeah, yeah. It seems like I've never been a pill guy, but
Mm-mm.
like I'll wait like hours while I have a headache to see if it goes away for some reason. I don't know why, but then I'll just. But like it's like pills, pills, pills. People like pills.
Not me.
I don't either. I'm not a pill guy. Like
No.
people on pills, but I can always tell when somebody's all crazy out on pills. I when I was over in Malibu, over at Paradise Cove for a little bit. Uh,
Mm.
the chick that my friend was renting that her spot, she was on the other side of the house. You know, it was like a duplex in this area, and she was a wacko, right? And I was like, like she blonde hair, older, like maybe around like 65 or 70, but it was her house, and she was we went over to check out something. I just met her, and on her countertops she had two big pill bags, like those plastic bags that you seal things in,
Mm-hmm.
like it's like a big one. She had
Like
two.
the Ziplocs.
Yeah, she had two of
Mhm.
those on the counter in different parts and filled with pills.
My gosh.
And I was like, whoa. And
Yeah.
I think like later that night or the next day, I was sleeping, and like I hear this vacuuming going on. I was vacuuming. I was like, what the fuck is that vacuuming? And she was vacuuming the outside of the house.
Dude.
I was
Yeah.
like, whoa. It's like that wasn't the front of her house. It was the front of our house where, the other part, it was like right there. It was cobblestones and like rocks.
My gosh.
Anyways,
That's just
pills,
nuts.
yeah, pills I've never been a big fan of.
No, me neither.
Um, yeah, it seems like, but yeah, there's a lot of people on pills, man. Where do you even go from there? People on pills. Pills is a pill world. Pill, 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 pill.
Yeah. No, I don't dig it. It's I mean, there's some of them are so scary and there's so many of them that haven't been tried as much as they should be, I don't know. Tylenol's been around forever and it's, gets rid of your headache, whatever, but I don't know, it just seems like a huge like you're basically relinquishing control of your senses when you take pills. At least that's how I see it. Um, and it's just scary.
Yeah, I remember visiting my grandmother in Bakersfield like maybe 10 years ago when her husband was still alive, and coming through here, and I visited them, and he's a you know cool dude, Mexican guy. They've been together for like 50 years, whatever, never married. And, she was like 20 years younger than him or older. And he was such a trip, but like he was like, I remember the last time I saw him alive, or, I never went to his funeral, but he was like, I said, how you doing, man? How you doing? He's old man. He's like sitting in front of the TV. He's like, and he's got his gut hanging out, and his round. He picks up his belly. He goes, I'm full of pills. I'm full of pills, man.
Mm,
And I was just like, it gives me this, ugh, because because he's eating everything, because I don't know what conditions he had or anything like that, but he was like, I just imagine that big old belly full of pills,
mm.
and he didn't
That's
like it.
a,
He didn't
that's a
like
weird
it.
image, yeah.
He was like, I'm full of pills. They got dishes of pills everywhere. They're eating. Anyways, there's got to be maybe joints, beer, like a glass of wine, mushrooms, clarify, whatever.
Never tried those.
You never tried mushrooms?
No, I'm not a drug person either.
It's not a drug. It's a medicine.
Well, I know, but
You're gonna
when
light
I
dose
was a
of
kid,
mushroom?
they were classified as drugs, and that's to me, that's the same thing. So, I've tried CBD, I've tried weed a couple times, and it makes me sick every time. So, not really pursuing that. Never dropped acid, never, never did a line of coke.
How do you
Um,
get your kicks?
alcohol.
What do you do for kicks?
I like wine, really. So, for kicks, I don't know. I
Like
don't know.
movies.
Nothing exciting. I
No, well,
act, cross stitch, I watch movies, I draw a little bit.
yeah, I like your drawings.
Thanks. I
If you
like
send
yours
me some,
too.
if you send me some images of your drawings after this, I'll put them up right here.
Okay.
Little JPEGs or something.
They're
Yeah.
mostly on paper. I'll have to take pictures.
Okay. Well, they'll know if you made the edit or not. I'll probably try to have this up tonight at some point.
Oh.
Um. So yeah, exploring art is a really good thing.
Um, so yeah, one day I was looking at some pictures on Pinterest or something, and they were just Sharpie drawings. And like, hey, I could do that. So I tried it and it looked pretty good. So I actually took an art class in college, um, and did okay. We did, and it's funny, a lot of artists love or hate charcoal drawings. Um, I don't know what your stand is on charcoal,
I love
but
charcoal. Are you kidding
yeah,
me?
I love it.
I like pretty much every medium.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, I like everything. I
yeah.
think yeah, charcoal is great. Charcoal is really good. I love charcoal.
It's really forgiving. So I think it's a great place to start, you know. It's easy to correct your mistakes and you can stack charcoal and do shading and stuff like that. So I thought that was really fun. Same thing with watercolors. I love watercolors too. Um, Oil scares me. I have never tried it, so maybe I'll have to come and check out your studio one day, maybe have you give me a lesson. But
Yeah, oils are well. I just framed up that one right there. That one I made the frame black. It's a
mhm.
wood frame, and I painted these other frames white. And I was trying to use the wood grain, but for this, it was such a dark painting. I was like, man, they look really good white. So I went ahead and took that out and just put that together again. So I'm really happy with that because it makes more sense now. I don't know. You got a lot of weird oils just give you color, and I'm kind of fucking around with the texture and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But there's also other stuff. There's many different ways to paint and express yourself.
Hmm.
But like yeah, I mean, color oil gives you that color. That pop.
Yeah.
I always,
It's so definite though. Like you definitely get your structure is more your shapes rather than your texture, you know, because it's just such a solid color, not like charcoals and watercolors and even to some degree acrylics. You can build your color and you can work with it on, you know, for your shading and things like that, where oil just seems so much more defined, you know.
yeah, I
Can't
think
really alter it.
you can alter the fuck out of it. You can change the shit out of it over time. You just gotta wait for it to dry between layers.
So
But
20 years from now, you'll be changing that one.
I actually just worked on a painting that I haven't worked on since 2002. Maybe I'll put that a picture up right now. But like it's gotten aged over the years. It's from my Moon Tribe party based on when I used to go to the desert and flip on
Mm.
acid and rock out to electronic music. And but like it's this girl dancing. Sophie was based on this girl. That and it got so yellowed over the years. This is the art talk part of the show. This is but like
Oh,
it got yellowed because I varnished it so many different times. And but I went back and I remember because a part of it peeled off, and so it showed the other color below it.
yeah.
And I was like, I remember when it used to look like that. And so I actually went back and kind of re-examined it or reduxed it. I'm in the process of doing that, and now it's looking better than ever.
Cool.
So you can rework things, but you can go back to them. So yeah, I make some things aren't done until they're sold.
Yeah. Sorry, my computer's freaking out, so I'm trying to get it
The
plugged in.
freaky computer. Are you gonna send me some scenes too? You said that you could send me some scenes of stuff that you had.
I'll have to do some digging.
It might just be scenes out of Kitty Baby, if not.
I'll see if I can find some on YouTube or Tubi or something like that I can send you.
Yeah.
Greetings, my friends. You are interested in the bizarre, the odd, the strange. What you are about to see may frighten some, but I think you'll find it to your liking. Though you may want to look away, do not. Keep your eyes peeled, or I'll have to peel them for you. We shall wait no longer, so hold on to your colon, 'cause here we go.
I like the blue lights.
Oh, funny, they're actually purple.
Purple. Okay, yeah, purple.
Let me go grab my stuff.
All right. We'll have a quick intermission. Subscribe, brettwoods.com, brettwoods22 on TikTok, or TikTok on Instagram. We're back with Donna Rooney
Hello.
on Breath of the Friends podcast 129, I think. So we got about 18 minutes. How do you want to fill the time? What are your passions? I mean, we already talked about your passions, really. Filmmaking.
Yeah.
Are,
Tell me about yours.
Is there like, is there like, what kind of dream project would you like to like direct at some point? Are you a writer? Are you just a pure actor? Do you have any interest in making something like a dream project? What would that look like?
Actually, one of my credits on IMDb is writing. And I have 2 or 3 scripts out there that I did some time ago, and they just kind of got forgotten. So I don't know, I might pull them out one day and do them. We did one of them. Here we go. One of the scripts I wrote, we tweaked it a little bit and Joe shot it, and it's actually part of a anthology film that we did a few years ago. So I have a writing credit for that, but and I am in it, but it's different than the way I wanted to do it, but it worked. So have another one that I started working on with somebody else, and it kind of got put aside, and then COVID happened, and then he had a kid, and it just kind of all kind of separated for a while. So maybe we'll get back together this summer and try to shoot something. But God, I don't know, a couple things. I might try directing one day, but that's not really high on my list. So I might just keep writing once in a while.
Yeah. So when you're watching things, or what's the last best movie you've seen?
I don't know. The last movie I saw was Wonka.
Like it?
Yeah, it was good. I don't know that it would put it on my best pictures list for sure, but it was entertaining. I'm a big fan of the old Wonkas.
Yeah. Well, Gene is supreme. So.
And it got a lot of knocks, but I like the Johnny Depp one too. So. See what I mean? Everybody says that.
I thought we were friends. Why do you have to say things like that?
Is it the movie or is it Johnny Depp that you don't like?
Oh, I love Johnny Depp.
Oh, okay.
The fact is that, oh boy, you triggered me. It's like Tim Burton was never a big. He's never seen the original.
Oh,
He was never a big fan.
that explains why it's
It's-
more like the book than the original.
Well, yeah, I mean, wouldn't you want to get somebody in there that loves not the source material, but the iconic material, like something that, I mean, Gene Wilder and the whole Willy Wonka, that shaped people's lives. I mean, that was a
Did.
transcendent movie. It was made by a genius at the top of his game.
Yeah.
Everybody in charge. I mean, it was like, you don't get a better performance out of that. Yeah, that's an Academy Award winning performance.
Yeah.
Lose.
Mr. Wonka,
I am extraordinarily busy, sir.
I just wanted to ask about the chocolate. The lifetime supply of chocolate for Charlie. When does he get it?
He doesn't.
Why not?
Because he broke the rules.
What rules? We didn't see any rules, did we, Charlie?
Wrong, sir. Wrong. Under Section 37B of the contract signed by him, it states quite clearly that all offers shall become null and void if, and you can read it for yourself in this photostatic copy, I, the undersigned, shall forfeit all rights, privileges, and licenses herein and herein contained, etc., fax mentis incendium gloria culpum, etc., memo bis punitor delicatum. It's all there, black and white, clear as crystal. You stole fizzy lifting drinks. You bumped into the ceiling, which now has to be washed and sterilized, so you get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
You're a crook. You're a cheat and a swindler. That's what you are. How can you do a thing like this? Build up a little boy's hopes and then smash all his dreams to pieces. You're an inhuman monster.
I said good day.
Come on, Charlie. Let's get out of here. I'll get even with him if it's the last thing I ever do. Slugworth wants a gobstopper, he'll get one.
Mr. Wonka?
So shines a good deed in a weary world. Charlie. My boy. You won! You did it! You did it! I knew you would! I just knew you would! Oh, Charlie. Forgive me for putting you through this. Please, forgive me. Come in, Mr. Wilkinson. Charlie, meet Mr. Wilkinson.
Pleasure.
Slugworth.
No, that's not Slugworth. He works for me.
For you?
I had to test you, Charlie, and you passed the test. You won!
You remember when he said that? That did every kid's heart sink in the bottom of their chest because he was such a great guy. It's like it works on multiple levels. I think it's probably better than the book. If the Tim Burton's is the base on the book, then Gene Wilder's is better.
Yeah, I'd agree with that too. Yeah, that to me, I'm
redeeming quality to that movie. Johnny Depp's Willy Wonka sucks.
okay.
Sorry.
Agree to disagree.
What did you like most about it? Because do you know who he was doing in that movie, right? What impression? How they asked him how he got to that part? He was in doing the Michael Jackson impression.
Oh, okay.
So everything was.
I don't know. I just remember enjoying it. I haven't watched it since I first saw it many years ago. So maybe if I watched it again, I would feel more like you do. But
All right, I never seen it. I would never see. I would never see a movie like that. That would. There's only.
I feel that way about most sequels or most remakes. Actually, like I will never see Pet Sematary because I loved the original so much.
Oh, yeah.
That I don't want to water it down by seeing the remake. So
Was the actor, the old guy who played Mr. Munster? Herman
Yeah.
Munster. What was the actor
Herman Munster.
again?
Fred Gwynn.
Fred Gwynn.
I think I did it, because your daughter ain't ready for her favorite pet to die. Maybe with more time, she'll learn what death really is, which is where the pain stops and the good memories begin.
Has anyone ever buried a person up there?
Christ on his throne, no. And whoever would?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
that movie, I mean, I'm not scared easily, and I can watch horror movies, and most of them make me laugh because they're just ridiculous. But that one still scares the crap out of me.
You know, I never saw I saw the whole thing, but I'm such a Fred Gwynn fan that I saw the scene where his Achilles tendon gets cut, because I am a big fan of his, like even his dramatic stuff with, didn't he do like Ragtime or something like that? He did a couple of movies. He's been such a great face and a great presence of that voice, that old sort of John Huston sounding, stoic, grandfather God, really, the sound of God, really. That voice, but like that scene, he's even great in that. I mean, he was like, when you put an actor like that in something, he's a solid, he is great.
Yep. Yeah, he was amazing in that. And that scene in particular just still makes me like, I'm
gonna try to grab it and put it in, we'll edit it in.
Thanks.
Well, it's also iconic scenes. Like, I'm not a big horror film guy. Like, I grew up like in watching a lot of horror, like sneaking into a lot of horror films, probably way before I should have. But I mean, I saw like a lot of Tom Savini stuff, like all the Altered States. I snuck into that as a child, but like all the Friday the 13th. Was the creatures that came up the beach? All the schlocky B like horror films, like something demons from the creatures of the deep or something like that. All the like, even like the Deep, the movie The Deep. Do you remember that one? That, or not The Deep? Anyways, tons of shit.
Yeah, sure.
But horror and gore, but like I don't like it as much. It's got to be good to see it. Like, I don't know. It's kind of like I got desensitized. I think reality is so much scarier than what is portrayed on any film.
Yep.
It's like except for like, when they do iconic scenes like that in the last film that you just talked about, but like also Misery. I've never seen the whole movie.
Oh my gosh.
But the whole scene.
First, I couldn't figure out how you did it. But last night, I found your key. I know I left my scrapbook out. I can imagine what you might be thinking of me. But you see, Paul, it's all okay. Last night, it came so clear. I realize you just need more time. Eventually, you'll come to accept the idea of being here. Paul, do you know about the early days of the Kimberley diamond mines? Do you know what they did to the native workers who stole diamonds? Don't worry, they didn't kill them. That would be like junking a Mercedes just because it had a broken spring. No, if they caught them, they had to make sure they could go on working. But they also had to make sure they could never run away. The operation was called hobbling.
Amy, whatever you're thinking about doing, please don't do it. Amy, for God's...
Shh, darling. Trust me.
For God's sake.
It's for the best.
Amy, please!
Almost done. Just one more. God, I love you.
Yeah.
That still rattles people's bones.
Yes. So, literally.
And I never saw the whole movie, but I saw that. I remember seeing that.
Yeah, I mean, that scene is, wow, crazy. It sticks with you. And I love that kind of movie, you know, where just something about it just kind of stays with you forever and it just invokes that emotion, you know, that you had the first time. It's hard to find movies like that.
Yeah, very rare that they it's like you're chilling. Well, Dune has that.
Mm-hmm.
Dune has a moment. I don't want to blow it for you.
Okay.
But do you like Austin Butler?
I saw him for the first time a couple of weeks ago. He was in this HBO show called Masters of the Sky, and it's about these young pilots in World War II.
Yeah.
So young. Oh my gosh, these guys that we make heroes out of, they were just kids, you know, and you can really see that in this movie. Like these guys were, you know, captains and majors and stuff like that. They weren't even 30. I mean, most of them were barely even 25, you know, and they're out in these planes who, by today's standards, are just junk and risking their lives to fly into enemy territory to try to, you know, win the war. And we won't get into the whole, you know, war is futile and useless and all that kind of stuff, but it was just, he was amazing in that. He was also in that show that Baz Luhrmann did he was Elvis. And
yeah, no, he did. Was that Baz Luhrmann that did that?
Was it Baz?
I don't. Was it? Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, he got the Oscar for that.
Oh, okay.
He won like something for that. But yeah, he's like it's, you know, Denny really assembled some top-notch people, and it's a new crew. He's you know, when people, you know, it seems like they it's obvious
Baz Luhrmann.
He's young, and he can also grow into he could do a 40 year career.
I
You know,
think so too.
so those are the investments, and plus he's not, you know, he's easy in the eyes.
Yeah.
So that with the chops of being able to act, and there's a lot of going, but the fact, anyways, when you see him in this movie, you're gonna flip out because, but everybody in the cast is doing a really stellar job, you know. But anyways, it's a good movie.
Cool. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Yeah, but horror films you know, I saw that was that Lisa Frankenstein or something like that.
Did you?
Laura Frankenstein. I saw that in the theaters, the Monday night movie that you don't know what's going to show. And, you know, they tried going kitschy, I know they almost tried to have that feel, but it just didn't like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to replicate that camp feel.
You
know, that camp of like doing things, you know, hopefully it shows in the work that you're doing too, you know, because it's all like, it's almost camp, it's wild, it's like, you know, it's not commercial, it's independent, decisions are different than what you would find in a mainstream movie.
So would you recommend it?
What?
Lisa Frankenstein or Lori or whatever?
You know, I didn't recommend it on my review. It just seemed, but in hindsight, there's a couple criticisms about it, but like, it's an 80s movie, right?
Okay.
It takes place in the 80s and stuff like that. And I lived in that period, so it was kind of like, there's another person that, because I was kind of like, the music, the soundtrack was okay, but if you have access to the 80s and music and goth, I don't even think there was a Cure song in there.
What?
Yeah, and to miss that, I was like, because I wanted to make it 80s the dress and all the goth stuff, and I liked all that. I mean, I did all that.
Me too.
But I was goth for a second, as much as a white kid with blonde hair could be. Just wore overcoats, black overcoats and stuff like that, and smoked clove cigarettes.
Oh yeah.
Listen to Bauhaus and watch.
Yeah,
you don't get a movie The Hunger. You don't get a movie The Hunger very often either. When's the movie The Hunger gonna be? Like that kind of, you know, you got David Bowie, Catherine Deneuve, Sarah Sarandon, and directed by Ridley Scott about vampires, and it's fucking amazing. Have you seen The Hunger?
I think so. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's like it's amazing. But as far as dark shit, but what were we talking about? The 80s. Oh, would I recommend that girl? That movie, the Frankenstein movie?
Yeah.
It seemed more, you know, I know it's Robin Williams' kid directed that.
Oh.
Zelda did. Zelda Williams. I hope I
Okay.
hope I fuck up on her name. Because I used to think it was Zoe, but Zelda.
Mhm.
He directed it, and I didn't know that until afterwards, but it didn't really matter. But I don't know, man. It just seemed like a student film with a budget.
Mm.
I don't know.
Maybe she'll do better next
I
time.
would have shot it in film looking like an 80s movie. You know, like shoot on Super 16
Mm-hmm.
because digital doesn't work for the 80s. Nothing that there's no digital was in the 80s.
No, not at all. Not even close.
They're trying to capture it. Doing a digital camera is not going to do it. You need to go 16 millimeter, shoot the film. You're Zelda Williams. You can get a budget for another 50 grand to shoot film.
Yeah, yeah.
But people don't like that because they don't like oil paints because it takes too long to dry. So it's different because you have to have it now. And so that's where the video and the paint come together.
True. Yeah.
Or do you have to go?
Digital is so much easier to edit. So
it's yeah. It's okay. How much time you got? Do you need to take off?
pretty soon, yeah.
Okay, so let's give it 4 minutes.
Okay.
Unless you want to go longer.
We can try. I was gonna say you and I get talking, we just talk, so
Yeah. But like so you gotta go see Dune 2.
yeah, I think so.
You're gonna start directing your own movie soon.
Maybe. I don't really have anything acting coming up except for maybe in July. So we do have Crypticon coming up in May, which is a gathering of horror fans in Seattle. Horror.
What's it called?
Crypticon.
Crypticon.
So that's a bunch of people getting together up there, and we spend the weekend just watching movies and shopping and hanging out, and just it's an awesome experience.
Is that in Portland, you say?
Seattle. Yeah.
Have you been through Portland lately?
Not really. What I have seen of it is trash. Makes me sad. But
I haven't been through there for a while. You think it's bad right now?
Yeah.
Yikes. It's a big city too.
It is. But the drugs have taken over. A lot like Salem,
Well, I think there's this drug problem in Salem?
Oh, huge. All the homeless and stuff, I think that's all drug related.
What's the what are people doing?
I mean, just the huge number of homeless we have here is just insane. I mean, and that, eats away at businesses, and people steal, and, I don't know about your neighborhood, but there's, people stealing stuff around us, and Lancaster's a huge mess because of just people being dangerous, The traffic is bad.
You definitely have to watch the fucking way you drive around here because people fucking drive like assholes. It's like they're trying to collect a fucking insurance or something. Like I got in that little accident that I got liable for, but it wasn't my fault. If she would have fucking put on a horn, I was stopped at a light. I had the footage. Maybe I'll put it up over here if I want to do that. But like, I stopped. The Madrona and fucking commercial. That bullshit intersection.
Yep.
That's where they got me. And oh no, that was a ticket I got 3 days later. But the girl that I was parallel parking, there's nobody on the street, and I look behind me. I go like this to drive back, and then I get hit, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And so I was liable for that. But anyways, people don't. I was like, "What? Where'd you come from? Where?" I mean, I was stopped. With a booper on. What is she doing behind me? There's nobody else on the road. I looked. There was nobody behind. Anyways, don't get me started.
I have 2 of those, I can tell you. Yeah.
People drive like shit around here. So you got let's complain about Salem, Oregon for a second in our last few minutes that we had together.
Sure.
But people, it's changing pretty fast around here. Like even off of State and Corden, that whole intersection. And this place is gonna be blowing up. They're putting a new light on Auburn and Corden.
Yes,
is gonna be.
I'm ecstatic about that, actually.
Yeah, it's not hard to make a right or a left on that at all.
Yeah.
But now that we put any of our 2 or 3 people that are watching this to sleep by talking about Croydon Road State, but this whole town's gonna get a lot busier, a lot bigger.
Yep.
Bigger. It's got space.
I guess they say it does.
They're gonna widen State to Lancaster to Croydon. They're gonna widen that road. That'll be a 2-lane place, or it is already. But they're. Did you see how they knocked out the sidewalks? Or they're knocking out the. They started kind of going wider with everything.
On State? No.
State and between State and Lancaster and Croydon.
Oh, no, I hadn't. I rarely go on that section, so no.
Oh, take a gander at that. That's a whole new. That's a whole new intersection or new. There's like a. How many people could live there? A lot of people could live there. But anyways.
Yeah.
Anyways, this town's got a lot of good things going for it. It's got nature. It's got space. But Lancaster is a center street in Lancaster. That's a fucking shit show.
Yes.
I was right. Yeah. Anyways, so how can people find the movies that you're on? Can you want to promote yourself at all? Do you want to talk about how people can find you and look at your IMDb page without your picture on it? And how people can send you money and you can afford a picture on IMDb?
So yes, probably 90% of what I've been in is on skullfaceastronaut.com, and you can find quite a few movies on there. Joe's done, gosh, 36 movies. I'm not sure how many, a lot. You can also find his really cool t-shirts, and you can apply to be an actor and actress. There's just a short little quiz on there you can take. But yeah, that's where most of them are. I'm not sure how to get some of the others. I think the distributor is kind of on a personal hiatus right now, so I'd have to look into that. But again, that's skullfaceastronaut.com. And I don't know. That's what I've been doing lately.
Do you want people to know your Facebook or Instagram at all? Hey, no. You can say no or yes or no.
No, not really.
Okay.
If they find it organically, that's fine, but
yeah,
I don't advertise it.
So what filmmakers would you love to work with? Like if you had your dream director, writing, producing, would Disney, would you want it to be like John Waters production? You know, who would be like the somebody Steven Spielberg to do a movie with, or like, you know, who would be the on the top 3? Christopher Nolan and Dennis Villeneuve, like or like,
you know, I don't know.
Like your favorite,
me,
like Cher. Would you want to make a movie with Cher?
I would. Okay, I would love to make a movie with Brendan Fraser. With yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't really get starstruck. So
like inspirations, people like, well, you got something from like a Meryl Streep or some sort of like thing that really did you spark like a Christopher Nolan or Christopher Walken or like Jack Nicholson?
Sure. Yeah, I'd love to see Nicholson. I don't know. I think there's so many of them I would think would be a blast, but you know, I don't get super starstruck, so I think I'd be more open to just really any of them. But as far as like major, gosh, I'm not prepared for this question. At one time I would have said Joss Whedon, but he's proven to be less than upstanding. So
oh, didn't he get like Me Too'd or something like that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What happened? Do you know the story on that real quick? Because I didn't know about it.
He's just a terrible like he'll say terrible things to his actors and treat them badly, and I don't know all the details, but I just wasn't impressed with him, you know, and just the way he treats people. So just acts like he's above them, and that's not cool.
You know, it's so weird, like in scenarios like that, because it's like Flame is like that when you work all those years to obtain a certain status to create things, and then it falls really quickly.
Yeah.
And people, I mean, sometimes I know that people that have been doing stuff for 20 years and just working up for that maybe 1 or 2, 3 years worth of constant work and fame or whatever you're looking for, and then it goes, and they're always chasing that dragon.
Yeah.
And some people never get to, like, they have like a flow. Once in a million years you get a flow contract. That girl from Progressive Insurance, I met her at a party. She had a party with her boyfriend in Venice a long time ago. This is right, like, I think the first commercial had come out, and she was super cool and funny and very like high energy, and like her boyfriend and her were super cool. And then I like 25 years later, I'm like, whoa, and this chick got the contract of a lifetime.
Yeah. I was just thinking that the other day. I saw her. I'm like, holy crap, haven't we been watching her for like our whole lives, you know?
At least 20 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you know, she, like, because she was an actor, you know, she just got that gig and went with it. Like, I remember, just because I think I talked to her earlier, she's, oh yeah, I'm doing some acting. I said, I think I saw you. So, and it was all so innocent. And but like, that's like how much in the zeitgeist of, like, how can you be like, that's like the Geico lizard or like the Aflac duck or something. It's like,
Yeah.
you know, it's such a crazy iconic, and she's been parodied a lot. She's been parodied a lot for sure, which is the ultimate sort of kind of fun thing.
And she must love it though, because she pigeonholed herself in doing that, you know, because she can never get an acting gig, you know, and not be just, you know, like, oh, that's the lady from Progressive, you know.
I think she got pretty good cash out of
Yeah,
that.
I'm sure. Or enough, you know.
No, like a lot.
Yeah.
She's easily a millionaire for sure.
I guess I would love to work with Quentin Tarantino.
Got one more left in the bucket. He's gonna do
Robert
it.
Rodriguez, I think, because he's just so like forward, you know, he's just so out there. I don't know what he's done lately, but he doesn't have any fear. I would love to work with Neil Patrick Harris. I think he's just fantastic, you know. But I don't know.
Yeah, he can go. He goes very. He goes very. He can get like really kind of. Well, didn't he just do the what Jim Carrey did, that character in the Insurmountable Things, that, I don't know, some sort of quirky film. He did a version of it for TV or something like that. He's a cool actor. I ran into him at an art gallery in Santa Monica once, and had some small chit chat with him. Kind of a, kind of a jerk. But then again, maybe I was just a weird, but
it's an interesting life they have, you know. It's hard not to buy into some of that, and you know, and not let it change you, you know.
Yeah, I ran into a character actor in Santa Monica at a coffee shop, and it was on a lot of episodes of Laverne and Shirley.
Oh.
He played Laverne's boyfriend.
Oh, okay.
He had curly hair, kind of biggish nose, kind of Jewish looking. I don't say that. I don't want that. But like, you know, that, God, believe me, I'm not me too. But no, he had that demeanor. God, now I'm just getting spanked left in there. But he's a great character actor. I forget his name. Were you about to grab it?
He was Laverne's boyfriend?
Not the guy, not the Italian stallion guy or whatever.
Oh, okay.
He played her, but he did a lot of character work on like Soap, and a lot of character work in the 70s and 80s and stuff like that. And I asked him like, oh, what are you doing now? I loved all your work back then. Why did you? He's all, why don't I act anymore? I said, well, why don't you act anymore? Because you, after a while, if you stay in the business too long, you start believing everything they're saying.
You see that a lot, really. I mean,
and this is like 25 years ago. They told me that, and I was like, you know, and I ran into him later, like maybe 10 years later, at this place in Santa Monica, grocery store. And I said, oh my God, I bet you blah, blah, blah. And he goes, I said, what are you doing now? And he wrote a play that was off Broadway that was about to premiere in New York. So he's been a playwright from that to this to now.
yeah, you see a lot of actors who had these huge roles in like the 80s who went on to be carpenters and real estate agents, and you know, just had these normal lives. Because yeah, it's just a totally different world, you know.
Well, it's completely not sustainable. There's nothing sustainable about it.
No, it's like 5% of the people who try for it actually get it, you know.
Well,
and
that's just what your interpretation of what it is, because like what do you there's many like what is it that you're like I think making movies on an independent level, I mean, and having fun like what you're doing and what I'm doing in my own little way, that's like you're doing it. So you're already what's it? What you want to be on? You want to be on the stage in an Oscar? You want to win? I would love to win an Oscar, but I'm not. I don't think it's the why I do what I do.
No.
Like but like that lesion of that bubble of stuff of those people and those facets. Not like what that George Carlin said. Famously, he's all well. They're in a club and you're not in it. So the best thing is to make your own club.
Yeah, and honestly, I don't do this for money. There's no money in this at all. I made like $100 on Portlandia, and that was I've made a few dollars here and there. I mean, including the 100 from Portlandia, I've made less than 250. I don't do it for money. I don't do it for.
You do it for kicks.
Glory. I do it for fun, and if I don't like the director, I wouldn't do it at all. So it's because I like the people I work for and with, and that's why I do it. So for me, it's not about achieving a high lofty goal. It's just hanging out with people I care about. So but if you're doing it for money, if you're doing it for an Academy Award or whatever, it just seems like you're pushing yourself in a direction that can fool you. So you have to kind of stay grounded.
Yeah, staying grounded is a big deal. I mean, look at like Joe Piscopo. He was amazing. It's just it's very there's probably a 1% thing of like a continuous working actor, and I think that's what people want to do. They want to keep on working. They want.
If you want to hear a good actor who never really let it get to him, I just read Henry Winkler's autobiography.
Oh yeah.
And he never let it get to him. His role as the Fonz. He was huge in the 70s and 80s. You couldn't go anywhere without seeing the Fonz,
Yeah, I did the quarters. I did the quarters on the thing too, and stuff like that. You got really good at it, man. I was really good.
We all, so many people had leather jackets and the combs and said "Hey," and that guy never let it go to his head. He's the most grounded actor I've ever heard of. Really good book.
Yeah, what's it called?
It's just called Being Henry.
Oh, yeah, he's a great. Yeah, he's like always been. Yeah, there's a. That's a good like he's been through the mill and come back but he's always remained is a good career steady flow of great like fun stuff.
Yeah, and he didn't realize it until he was much older that he had that drive that actors get, where if you're not working, you're not happy, and you start feeling down about yourself. And so he realized that he needed to base his happiness in other things. His family he has a great family, so but it's just interesting, and there's a lot of great perspectives on things. So
Yeah,
worth a listen. Yeah.
Yeah, Ron Howard. I mean, those are all, growing up with him on Andy Griffith Show and seeing. And there's a track. I think there's also a thing where we've grown up with people, like we've seen them change and ourselves change throughout the year. So there is a a parasocial relationship with things like that, because like as even we get older and we see the people that we've grown up with pass away, it's like the steady who's next, who's so there's a relationship. It's a parasocial is what it's called. But because you think you know the person, but you don't, which is sort of what fame is, I guess. But or you want, but like Yeah, he's great. I was yeah. I didn't see a lot of Barry. I needed to see more of that, but I just didn't want to see guns and violence and stuff like that. I'm all into happy stuff. Even though I love Dune, which is all crazy, but there's not a lot of guns. There's lasers. Godzilla minus one is amazing.
Yeah,
I can't believe you didn't see that.
not yet.
I can't believe it. People,
I will.
I know is you're gonna see it on a TV screen.
Yeah, we got a big TV though.
Was the other speakers, loudspeakers?
We do. Yeah.
Good. You're gonna. Well, I think it streams. I don't know when it's gonna start streaming, but that was a really great. Anyways, as far as like what felt like a really great independent movie, like with a crazy ass budget, like only 15 million, but but that's Japanese made money. So I don't know if the translation to US is. But man, that's a great fucking movie. Talk about emotional stuff, but don't get me started on Godzilla. Should we go? Did we do it? Anything else we want to talk about?
I don't know if there's anything you want to know. Now's the time.
Let's see. I'd say what your next project is, but we just discussed that.
Yeah.
You're gonna go see Dune.
Probably.
You don't smoke.
Anything.
You don't do drugs.
Just alcohol.
Alcohol. Are you a foodie? Do you cook food?
I do cook food.
What's your favorite thing to cook?
Whatever I'm in the mood for at the time.
What's you like a yummy I like a salmon like a pan seared salmon
Ooh,
with maybe like with maybe some Alfredo on top or like some Parmesan cheese with like a lemon like
Yeah.
so it's raw in the middle and crispy on the outside.
Yeah. I probably tend to cook more with like butter and garlic. I don't know. I dabble in a little bit of everything. Everything's delicious, if I do say
What's
so.
the last great meal you made?
Oh gosh. Last weekend we made pozole
What's
and
that?
carnitas. It's a Mexican soup that has like pork and hominy and chicken stock and I don't know, it's just really herby and delicious and it's amazing. And then we made carnitas too, which is more like fried pieces of pork and like a lemon or not lemon, orange squeezed over it and it's just super delicious. So yeah, I don't know. Just whatever I feel like doing. I'm not really I have a favorite. I like lots of things. So
Are you
and
Italian?
that's true in everything in my life too.
What's your ethnicity background?
My dad's family is Mexican.
Oh,
From
Mexican.
Texas. Yeah. Originally, so but they moved to Los Angeles before he was born, so yeah, so I'm from two different cultures, which is amazing. I loved it. You get the best of both worlds. And so and unfortunately for my waistline, both sides cook really well. So,
My friend's Italian, and her mom. I remember Elaine Rossi. I love her. She hopefully get her. I want to do a cooking show with her. Her mother made the best food in the
Yeah.
fucking world. I used to go over there. I knew her through high school, so we'd go. You know, whenever they cook something, I was like, oh shit! And like because it was all fresh baked bread, pasta that was just there that was just you know
made.
out of the machine.
Yeah.
You know, fresh shit like pesto, and I was like, all this stuff.
So good.
And it was so she can cook. Like her mother taught her everything, and her husband, the beautiful couple, and he's a plumber, and he made her the best kitchen in the world. Like
Yeah.
I said, how are you dealing? How are you not? How are you so thin? How do you keep it on? He goes, it's hard, man. It's hard because they got a garden that's fresh, like huge giant fucking bell peppers, like giant fucking football fucking fuckers, and she can grow. I don't know what she's got, but she can cook
Yeah. Oh, that sounds nice.
to do that. Anyways, cooking is a good thing. I like cooking. So what are you gonna do? Are you planning any trips this summer at all?
Yeah, we want to travel. We have a few places. So our trip in December, we went to the Caribbean. We did that on a cruise, and
You
so
went on a cruise?
we did.
What was it
So
like?
we went to St. Martin, St. Thomas, St. Kitts, Puerto Rico, I, I don't know, like 7 different islands. And then just some time at sea, which was super relaxing. Next cruise, we want to do either like the Mediterranean, like we want to hit up Greece and Italy and
Okay, wait, I gotta stop you right there. Okay, before you get to this other Greece thing, what's that experience like being on a cruise line with a bunch of people you don't know and you can't leave the boat?
it's awesome.
Really? Can you talk me through it? Because my friend Min, he likes cruises as well. I gotta wrap my brain because there's a part of me that's a claustrophobic person. Or like dealing with certain heights and stuff, a little vertigo. Like, what do you do all day there?
Well, I mean, they generally travel from port to port overnight. So by the time you get to the next port, you can get off the boat and go look around and
Oh, okay.
Just check things out. I mean, you have like anywhere between 5 and 8 hours that you can go exploring and that you can book excursions. Like in St. Martin, they basically had a ski lift that just went up the mountain. I mean, there's no snow there obviously, but you can just sit in the cars and just travel up the mountain. And when you get to the top, you can just see the whole island. It's just gorgeous. We in St. Thomas, it was super hot that day, so we just found a nice little brewery and sat there and made friends with a guy from Florida. But I'm claustrophobic too, so if I'm saying that the ship doesn't make you feel that way, you can believe it. So I don't know. I mean, yeah, the ship we were on had about 2,000 people, but it never really felt crowded. People tend to stay either in their rooms, or they go swimming. I mean, there's so many things to do.
Do they have gambling there?
There is gambling. We're not gamblers.
Do they have blackjack there?
Yeah.
Real money?
Yeah.
Oh, it's like a casino.
You do have a casino.
See, that's maybe why I should never take a cruise.
Oh. Bit of a gambling streak, huh?
Yeah, I shouldn't be around casinos.
Doesn't interest me, so I just.
Gosh, you don't have that gene.
Not that one. I have others.
I have that gene. I got that gene, like smoking joints and drinking beer and doing hallucinogenics. You don't do any of that.
This isn't exactly water.
Well, it is wine.
It is wine.
Is that so? You drink your wine out of a
no, not normally.
a chalice,
on camera. I do.
Yeah, like you have this like, giant authoritarian, very. That it's a very important mug.
But yeah, there is gambling. There's some shopping, there's theater. The comedian
can you smoke on there?
What's that?
Can you smoke on there?
Outside, yeah.
Can you smoke joints out there?
No.
2 reasons I've never been on a cruise.
You could do edibles.
Can you bring them on board? Like
no.
Somebody, you got to hook up inside there. Like the captain's got like a little captain's reserve.
I doubt it, but no, I guess you can't bring them on.
But you wouldn't want to do LSD on a cruise ship, I don't think.
Never tried it.
Jump off. No. That's crazy. Yeah, I can't get my brain around. So you're gonna go to Greece, do you think?
We do want to go to Greece. We want to hit the Mediterranean. At some point we want to hit Norway and Iceland and all that area. We flew to Ireland about a year and a half ago and then did like a bus tour thing. And that was fantastic. So we might go back to there sometime, see more of the island.
I need to get back in that. You're getting my blood pumping about instead of driving back and forth to LA again, just like flying to someplace else.
Yeah. Ireland's fantastic. I recommend that highly.
Ireland?
Yeah.
So are there summers? Are summers?
They're pretty much on the same parallel we are. So their weather is very similar to ours.
Yeah, I'm Irish in me. Part Irish. I got Irish potato.
Yeah.
Potatoes. Do
Yeah.
you think there's a lot of filmmaking going to be happening this summer in like Portland and stuff like that? Do you see it like there's no Conjuring? Like I remember like there's a Portland got hot there for a while for filming.
I don't know.
Well, it did with that show, but it was like a mystical monsters thing. It was like a show where people turn into monsters.
I don't know that one.
It was I forget it too. Guess nobody remembers it. Well, maybe we should call it a night.
Sure.
What's the name of that? Skull Films?
Skullface Astronaut.
Skullface Astronaut. And you're gonna go see Dune 2.
Yes.
Gosh, I feel like I'm forgetting a question. But I guess we'll just wrap it up. Thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah, no problem.
I was on your case for about 1.5 years. So I really appreciate it. It wasn't that bad, right? It was pretty easy going.
No. Well, you asked, I said not right now, and you let it go. So that was cool.
Yeah, I only want people to be on here if they want to be on air. You know, I don't make it.
You're gonna be on my show.
I only asked like 40 or 50 times before I stopped asking.
Well, you only got as far as like 3, so.
Oh, okay. Thanks. Well, I look forward to seeing what you do next, and
I'll let you know.
Yeah, keep on producing content and keep on getting stuff done. You're in a billion things. Find her, hire Donna Rooney. I feel like I don't want to. Let's see. Is there anything else? Oh, do you know if anybody wants to adopt any cats?
I don't. But if I hear of anybody.
I have these cats that I need to find homes for. One of them had kittens.
Oh.
They're so cute.
No.
All right. Yeah.
We had cats at one time, but we're gone too much now. So.
Yeah. What's have you been to Silverton lately?
What's going on there?
Not much. Just this little. The movie theater looks nice again.
Oh, okay.
They redid the movie theater.
I think I've only been there one time.
Yeah,
it looks cool.
It was a great movie theater. It is. I haven't seen it since it's been redone, but they're playing too there.
No, we shoot out a lot past Silverton. Like the people's house is just out in the country. Like you have to go through Silverton to get to it. But that's about all I do is just drive straight through it. So no, that's probably something we could do this summer is just go walk around there and see what's going on.
Yeah, it's such a cute little town.
It is.
Silver Falls is where it's at, though. That's the
true. Beautiful.
Have you been through there lately, or are you gonna go there this summer? Have you been? Have you ever been?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
One of the first places I went in Oregon.
You like it?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I love it.
Yeah.
Gorgeous. Great place to trip mushrooms on.
I'll take your word for it.
Oh, yeah. One day. Like you wouldn't microdose at all?
Nah.
All right.
No.
All right. Well, not saying that everybody should do mushrooms. Whatever.
I don't know much about it. It's just I saw a lot of people die and not do well with their lives from drugs.
Oh well, mushrooms is not like that.
I know.
I totally get it. I get
it's all
it.
grouped together for me. So.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, I want to show so if you can send anything to me, like little images, like movies or whatever. Otherwise, I'm going to edit this and then put this out probably in the next 3 or 4 hours, or by tomorrow. But you might be tired. You don't have. I don't want you to have to do anything.
Okay. If I can have a couple of days, I can send you some videos and stuff.
Forget it. Nah, just we'll I need to keep things simple. We'll keep it simple. I'll just show what I have and yeah.
I'll see if I can find anything really quick right now and send it to you, but I can't promise anything.
No, it happens organically.
Okay.
He has a great sense of humor for a cat. So there's Wookums and
There's Wookums, Ookums, and Snookums. They're very old now. They've been around the longest, but I think Mr. Pickles has got to be the oldest. I just haven't had him as long. I found him in an alley. I was just so taken with him, I had to bring him home. Then he was wounded. Oh, but he doesn't like me to talk about that. You know, male pride.
So there's Oakums, Snookums, Woogums, and Pickles?
Mr. Pickles.
Mr. Pickles. So there's 4.
What?
Cats.
Oh, no, that's not all of them. There's Blackbeard, Redbeard, Jack Sparrow, there's Eeny, Meeny, Miny, Mo, and they each have 6 toes. There is Simba, Dumbo, Jiminy, Roosevelt, Thatcher, Churchill, Pinky.
So that's like, what?
A house full of love.
How many cats do you have?
I don't see what that matters. I love them all whether there's 2 or 200. Love isn't a math equation.
Okay.
I'm feeling very snappish. I need to find something to eat. I have hypoglycemia and I could pass out. I need to see if there's something edible in that vending machine.
Oh,
I can tell you there's not.
Yeah, don't trust the vending machine. It's all super old.
Kitty baby.
Yeah, gosh. Yeah, I haven't seen you since, except for the other night. God, probably before COVID.
Really?
I think so, yeah. And that's been like 4 years since that started.
Yeah.
So, God,
Yeah.
way too long, dude.
Yeah. Well, you've been busy. You've been made 24 movies since then. You're like, yeah, I've been busy. Everyone's been busy. It's been a lot going on.
Yeah.
I barely have time for myself at all sometimes, but you gotta keep on trudging through like the weather patterns and stuff like that. Like driving through a town, just everyone's a little weather beaten, little soggy.
Yeah, for sure.
A little like all right, how much more, the wind and the sunny part, and then it rains and it snows and it's like fuck, oh what's going on? But we'll get through this winter. We're getting through this winter. Winter ends in like 6 days. The equinox is coming up.
Oh, yay.
Yeah, it's like the equinox is like 6 days away.
Cool.
Yeah. So happy equinox.
Yeah, warmer days, man. That's looking forward to it.
Oh yeah.
All right.
All right.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too. Tell Rick I say hey, and I'll see you guys sometime soon. Maybe I have stop or whatever.
Okay.
But
Sounds good.
I'll send you a
Alrighty,
link.
Mom.
I'll send you a link.
All right. Sounds good.
Thanks for hanging out.
Yeah. Have a good night.
You too. I'm gonna close out the show. You can leave if you want, but I'm gonna go. Sayonara, Donna Rooney. Okay, so this is the end of the podcast. My sister just got home. Hey. So that's it. That is Donna Rooney. Actress, find her. Hire her. She's great. Brett's with Friends. I think it's 129. Brett's with Friends. Checking my podcast. This is it. Also, Brett Woods 22 on Instagram and TikTok. BrettWoods.com. Subscribe. And I'm gonna end the show, and I'll see you guys soon. Enjoy the rest of your March. We'll be back soon with a new episode. Buy my art. Commission me for a painting. Hire me as a director. See you guys later. Ciao.
Edward, cut it. Isn't it wild? Sit right down there.
Never going to end.